Good evening once again, everybody. Welcome into our final race here on Saturday evening. We get some music going, and we got yet another really good divisional matchup just about to start up here. So let me flip this on over. We got on the left-hand side, your returning champion, still undefeated, Cobaltstreak, who again 14-0 on the year, looking for his 15th straight win this season. And again, his opponent this evening, the second time this year, already 1-0 against him. Obviously, he hasn't lost, so do the math. Either way, though, Crumps is an idiot. He's going to be facing the Haku this evening. So again, for the second time this year, Haku's going to look to break Cobalt's winning streak. And again, this is going to be a best 2 out of 3 race, both using Isaac in the same Platinum God save file. We're going to race through the womb too. Whoever kills off Mom's heart first is going to get a point at the bottom of the screen. Again, being best 2 out of 3, at that point we'll reset both racers. Start from scratch like you see here again and start up around number 2. So again, you got to win 2 rounds throughout the span of the 3 to get the victory here tonight. Excuse me again, sorry about that. 7 banned items on the way down, which you can see listed up in chat there. You can not take Dr. Fetus, Epic Fetus, Ipecac, Dead Sea Scrolls, Holy Bible, Toothpicks, or the Shovel. All 7 of those can be re-rolled, but again, nothing else can be with a D6, so you might want to just go ahead and add that onto the list too. Toothpicks can be taken, but that's the only one of those 7 that can. Again, we're often racing best of luck to both. Cobalt with the good first item find, finding Common Cold. Not a real common item, that's the first time this week we've seen that thing. So it's taken a lot of races too. But again, adding poison onto all of his shots, another really good item on the right-hand side, Magic Mushroom, plus to all of Haku's stats, including 1 heart container for him. Both looking at their boss fight here, so dead even, we're both off and running. Good luck, guys. Again, Haku without keys is going to make sure that he clears out the rest of this floor. Got himself a sloth fight, so he has to deal with a mini-boss. But again, looking for some keys, if nothing else. Cobalt on into that boss fight, going to be fighting with the small rock now, I should point out, so plus damage, plus fire rate, minus movement speed for him. But again, gladly going to take the damage and the fire rate instead. Fighting Champion Famine, that's what I was waiting for. Haku also fighting regular Famine, so let's get a double, if you would, for Famines. And Haku going to use that Horror Babylon. Wow, is he gigantic now. So Horror Babylon enacted on Haku gives him even more damage, but wow to the size of his character. Look at the difference between he and Cobalt right now. Wow, is he big. So again, 1 cube of meat for Cobalt, 1 for the Haku. Both going to have that orbital floating around. Will block shots, damage anything it comes in contact with. And both on down to their second floor, the large health advantage on Cobalt's side with all those soul hearts rocking already. That's a huge bitch. He's bigger than Famine, quite literally. Oh, gotta love it. So again, there's that boss fight on Haku's side right away. He'll be looking for that item room as he does have his keys, and it's going to be a very short floor. You don't want to skip items this early if you got the chance, I think. Yeah, definitely going to go fight the boss if nothing else. Hoping for a Devil Dealer God room. Fighting Larry Jr. for Haku. That's going to be, since it's blue, going to spawn 1 soul heart for him, and again, up his health slightly along with the normal item spawn. Cobalt going to grab that secret room, a couple more pennies, up to 6 cents on his side. There's that item room and boss fight for him. So second item for Cobalt, going to be the Halo. We are getting some good items going today. That should be plus to all your stats. It's missing the plus to range though, but again, plus 1 health container, plus to every other stat for Cobalt. Damage, fire rate, speed, and range. Cannot argue those. So into his second boss fight, he'll be catching up to Haku momentarily, who just moved on to his caves 1. Charm of the Vampire, random chance that as you kill enemies, you get a half a red heart heal. Speaking of that, Cobalt with another red health container with health up, going to move on down to his caves. In this case, an XL version of the floor. So he's got caves 1 and caves 2 here combined. And again, that means 2 item rooms, 2 side-by-side boss fights at one point. And it's all about finding those and the timing involved with that, because it's a large floor, but all about luck finding these things. Yep, Haku, knowing that he's got a race on his hands here, skipped over that second item, didn't want to backtrack too much. Early Polaroid for Haku as well. Wow, that's almost unexpected. Speaking of not finding your item rooms, another boss fight on Haku's side. Speaking of the same, Cobalt also looking at his, and they may both want to skip their item rooms here if they know that they're that close. Cobalt at least going to go in and kill off Gertie here. Haku going to do the same, try to kill off, Chubb on his side. Wow, my hiccups tonight. I apologize, guys. Alright, let's see if that fixed him. Anyways, halfway on Cobalt's side with Gertie. And again, just moving side to side. He's counting 1, 2, ooh, actually went just slightly early on that one. There you go. If you line up just right and move at just the perfect time, she has no chance of hitting you with those shots. And there you saw you regain that. So the first of 2 boss fights out of the way. Fire rate increase for Cobalt. Into the second straight boss fight. He's got Chad. This will wind up spawning Little Chad. Every couple rooms, a half a red heart's going to come out of that item. Now the question, is he going to be willing to skip the item rooms? And I think Cobalt may not be backtracking here. So again, Haku finishing off Caves 1, if nothing else, with his boss fight. No bomb for that. A little bit more health up on his side. Yep, both going to be moving on. So no item rooms for Cobalt on both of the Caves floors. He's on down to the depths. Finally gets an item room first. And again, he's on depths 1 floor ahead of Haku, who's on Caves 2. Catacombs, the expansion version of the floor. Both skipping items all over the place here, but that XL went really quickly for Cobalt, hence the 1 floor lead. Alright, 5 free bombs with the pickup of Remote Detonator. Cobalt's going to put it right back down as he doesn't want to have to hit the spacebar to detonate his bombs, but you keep the 5 bombs after that. So you'll see him probably use up 2 right here. And indeed you will. That'll keep them all closely knit. There we go. Just perfect placement. Yeah, so many item rooms being skipped. And again, they've got great starting items too, like Cobalt with the Halo, which you can't see, by the way, adding on to all of his stats. And again, with all stats up with the Magic Mushroom on Haku's, there's a Stars card, takes you right on into your item room. Bob's Curse, 5 free bombs, poison effect on all of them. And any bomb from here on out for that matter, including enemies. There's that Charm of the Vampire heal for Haku. Haku's keeping up on the right-hand side by the fact that he's been getting right over to his boss fights up to this point and skipping item rooms. And again, Cobalt skipped 2 himself, but, you know, that's kind of the way of the world. So it's the way that the X floor, or XL floors, I should say, work out for you sometimes. Cobalt already had, like you said, really good items going for him. Didn't have to worry about finding his item rooms either. So it's timing-wise, just for that, it's been keeping up. But Cobalt's got the better build by just a little on his side. Well, speaking of those boss fights, working his way right on over is Cobalt, so looking at the end of his depths 1 floor already. And knowing when I started that song, being that was a 7-minute and 26-second song, how the heck are we in our depths 1 boss fight already? Wow. That's insane. So the speed of these two in this run has been incredible. Haku gonna backtrack a little bit here. Head back and blow this up as he's finally gonna actually need to do so. Ah, no hearts coming out of it. Never mind, blowing my point there. Again, Cobalt ripping right on through everybody's favorite. There we go. I was waiting for the Mr. Cools, but there's Loki for you. So, Loki, go bye-bye. No key for Cobalt to get into that item. I don't think he cares. So we'll move along here. If he happens to cross this boss fight, he'll probably go through and kill that almost immediately. But should we get a key, we'll see if Cobalt backtracks and gets that item. If he's close, might as well do it, because it's going to be worth it. At the moment, though, I don't know that he cares about it. Alright, speaking of those boss fights, Haku on the right-hand side. Jeez Louise, I'm reading the wrong nameplate now. Haku on the right-hand side over to his boss fight. Gonna take on the Wretched here. Again, not too tough of an... Ooh. I was gonna say, not too tough of a boss. We get 1 bomb lined up, and he jumped out of the way just at the perfect time to not get hit by that explosion. The poison and the 1 bomb pretty much would have done it to the Wretched on its own. Here we go. So that poison, taking notice, doing some decent damage against this boss. Haku ripping right on through. There's that heal from Charm of the Vampire. 1 from the floor. Magic 8-ball shot speed increase. Emperor Scarred 1 more time will turn into the Horror Babylon and be gigantic with damage up to the room he's in. But he'll move on to his depths 1 again, 1 floor behind Cobalt. Something tells me, being that I just saw the compass effect in the last room thanks to the delivery cap, that Cobalt actually went the right way. So he's on over to his boss fight now. No key yet. And again, gonna skip that item room yet again on into his Red Mom's foot fight. So she's gonna stop her foot down. You stay right in the dead center, wait for those eyes to open, dodge the triple shot, and keep going side to side like you see Cobalt doing. You'll dodge that foot as long as you stay on the outer brim of that shadow. Yeah, right, like, when did we attach a jet engine to Isaac's butt? Like, because at some point, both of these racers have done that. This has been ridiculously quick on this race. And let's see, we basically just hit the 10-minute mark, and Cobalt's just about to head down into the womb here. So one more shot on the foot. Ooh, more damage up on his tiers with the pentagram. And again, good chance now that on that last floor, another, I believe, 20% chance that he might actually see a devil deal. Don't think he's going to care, but he may be willing to spend some red hearts if there's a good enough item in there. You never know. Because no build is ever good enough. You can always add something else onto it to make it better, right? But that pentagram. Gotta love that thing. So more tier damage, like I said, for Cobalt. Looking even better now. And Haku gonna have to fly along here, hoping for an item room, even though doesn't necessarily need it, but he would love to get that on his way to his boss fight. Getting out of bombs now. Cobalt gonna spend a little bit of time here. Again, that Liberty Cap can give you a random use of the, not random per se, but use of the compass, which he's gonna go back and forth between these two rooms he's cleared. It can only take so much time. Because again, it is random that you're gonna get that proc. You normally get one mushroom effect. There it is. So you normally get one mushroom effect every room that you walk in. Every now and then you get the compass effect off of it. So just like that, Cobalt can see where he's headed on his mini-map. Can't go through his secret room, sadly, because you can see that mini-boss hanging there. Exactly, you can always add a pact onto this or something. More fire. Oh, look at this. Doesn't have to worry about the entire floor. Yep, there we go. Emperor Card's going to teleport, excuse me, let's call him Haku. Going to teleport Cobaltstreak directly into his boss fight. He'll be taking on Death here. That slowdown effect was the hourglass that you could get yourself, but that Death is holding on to in this case. That's just a random chance. Sometimes it happens immediately, just like you saw. Cobalt was trying there, couldn't get it to fire. Walked one or two more rooms ahead, and all of a sudden, boom, there's the compass effect for you. So it's just random. It's a matter of time, though. I mean, if you think about the percentages, sooner or later, you're gonna get it to proc. It's just a matter of when. So there's that second cube of meat. Cobalt's orbital now grows into Meat Boy's head, adds one extra tier of damage out there. Again, you saw that Horror Babylon. Damn, was Haku huge in that room. More health up for him, onto the depths, too. But again, on Womb 2 right now, Cobaltstreak 2 floors ahead, just looking for Mom's Foot and a 1-0 lead if he can take that out. And again, I like that move by Cobalt to actually use the Emperor card there. He knew it was not that far away on the floor, but again, he was far enough away that that would have added a little bit of extra time, maybe a good minute and a half or so onto his run. So didn't want to bother with it, didn't want to risk taking any of the damage. And again, really good use of that Emperor card, went right onto that boss. Again, Lover's card he's holding onto will spawn 2 red hearts if and when he needs it, but again, thanks to his little Chad, he's at full health right now. Yeah, again, the little bit of a downfall on Cobalt's side is, of course, he winds up with a Curse of Darkness here on the Womb 2, so again, no mini-map for him, which is, he could have used the Emperor card there, would have been really happy with it, but he'll deal. Yep, we're already at almost double our fastest run on the season, though, so it's not it's one of the fastest, but it's definitely not the fastest by quite a few minutes at this point. But there's that boss fight on Cobalt's side, so like I said, wasn't going to worry too much. Got one more Loki mini-boss to take out, so again, just for fun, let's see those Mr. Coles. It's not a legitimate boss, but yeah, let's have fun. That's the whole point here, right? Video games are for fun. And again, moving on into that Mom's Heart fight, Cobalt's going to look to take an early 1-0 lead here. This has been a ridiculously fast run going through these floors as fast as he has. But again, already a good 15% of the way, if not 20 already into Mom's Heart. 2 floors behind, we got Haku fighting against Mom's Foot here in the depths too. Yeah, what? Video games. Fun. Right, Agro, because I'm sure at no point have you ever had fun with a video game. You're so casual, you're watching 2 people play. So think about that. Alright, last little bit of damage on both sides. Again, Haku 2 floors behind. A lot of health left on Cobalt, so he's looking pretty safe here. A little bit of poison damage applied to Mom's Heart, and he's just going to keep melting on through. And last little bit, that Globin's out of the way. Nothing more to worry about. The way up and the way down up here to your next 2 floors. You got yourself a win. So 1-0 lead on Cobaltstreak's side. And again, looking to continue that 14-0 undefeated season going right now. Again, yet to lose within BOILeR seasons. This is getting kind of ridiculous. I'm with Haku on this one. Might need to pour yourselves a drink, guys. So on that note, we're going to get them both reset. As you can see, we got it going on... on Cobalt's side already, but so that we got the time to get these two a break and actually get them both reset. Hang with us for 2 minutes here. We'll get round number 2 started up momentarily. Again, Cobalt will look for a 2-0 win. Haku going to look to tie it up, force game 3, and again, get himself, hopefully, those 2 back-to-back wins on his side. He's going to need him for that playoff record, because otherwise this gets real messy in the AFC. So hang tight, guys. We'll be right back with round number 2. Alright, so we're back. We got round number 2 just about to begin here. Let me flip that back on over, and as you can see, we got Cobaltstreak leading 1-0 right now over the Haku on the right-hand side. And Haku's going to need back-to-back wins here as we race through Mom's Heart again, so Womb 2 is the finishing point once more. Cobalt just needs one of the next 2, and he keeps that undefeated streak alive. So again, Haku looking for his 9th win, could really use that for the playoff scenario in the AFC. Like I said, needs those back-to-backers here. So again, best of luck to both of you guys. Cobalt looking for that win streak extender to go to 15-0. Like I said, Haku looking for back-to-backers to get to 9 wins on the season. Make a little bit of, we'll call it breathing room, if you will, for the AFC playoffs. He needs one here. So no good luck on that first card. Wow, same items here. So cards for, well, that works out better for Cobaltstreak. He's going to take his cards. Got High Priestess out of his. Again, only a way to gamble for Haku, so no thanks for him. He's going to try for something better. And immediately finding his boss fight is Cobaltstreak as well. Alright, item room and boss fight here, along with 2 free bombs for Haku. Loki's Horn's gonna up his fire rate and give you shots out in all 4 normal directions every now and then. Wait for it and you'll see it sooner or later here. Once again, we got Champion Famine. There you go. So we got Champion Famine on Haku's side. We all know what to do. Let's get a champion for him, if you would. Again, taking out Pin over here on Cobalt. One last little bit of damage to do. There's the last bit. A little bit of health up for him. Will be the first on down to the 2nd floor. Haku's going to wind up with 1 cube of meat orbiting around him after this. Again, that'll block shots, damage anything it comes in contact with. Ooh, Miter now for Cobaltstreak's 2nd item, so every red heart that spawns, like the one you just saw in his room. 50% chance that instead of being red, it's going to be a soul heart. Blue ones that are much easier to pick up. And Haku onto his 2nd floor. Curse of the Lost going to add a few extra rooms onto this. And nothing too scary yet, though. Thinking about that curse room, going to leave it behind for the time being. And still with that High Priestess card, Cobalt going to take that over his other one here. Also half an Eternal Heart, so that could be some health up for Cobalt. He'll deal with that at the end of the floor. He'll be back for that as he's found his boss fight over here. And Haku looking at his 2nd item. Will be looking for the same boss fight afterwards. Gonna take his bomb bag. Oh, actually not gonna grab it. Yes he is. He's only got the 3. So that'll spawn bombs for him every couple of rooms. There you see the High Priestess card Cobalt's been holding on to. 1-hit kill of Monstro. He's going to back up for that Eternal Heart and get himself his 5th heart container on his way down. Also grab himself Pageant Boy for that change. Which, might as well grab the card too. Thank you. I was hoping he remembered that world card. He'll be looking for... I'm trying to think what else here he needs. He has no bombs, only the 1 key. Might as well clear these out, I guess. We're not doing mirror matches ever. I've flat out said it before, it's never gonna happen. We're not doing mirror matches in BOILeR, guys. A, it requires, at this point, using a cheat engine, so no. And B, just no, because then the other person could just look over and be like, alright, they've cleared out the right side and haven't found their boss fight. I'm gonna go left. No, we're not doing that. Never gonna happen. So again, 1 soul orb, we get that extra heart for Cobalt. Again, holding on to the world card at this point. That deck of cards has really, really been nice to him so far. Excuse me again. Again, we'll get his 3rd item room here, in which we got $3 bill. Ooh, random shots per every room, so he's actually going to take it and run with this. So again, random shot effects, you can get all sorts of cool stuff off of this. And right on over, found his boss fight immediately. There's that triple shot. I was going to say you can get some cool stuff like triple shot every now and then. Couple more cards, or a couple more keys, I should say. Cards 2 of diamonds, that'll double up the amount of money Cobalt's holding on to. And that'll make that store somewhat worthwhile again. Ooh, Demon Judgy too. So Cobalt gonna head right on down. Yet again, triple shot. Wow, is he lucking out with this? So let's get a Judgy, please, on Cobalt's side, as he's going to play that Demon Judgy for half a heart each time. Come on, something? Nothing. Wow, gee, thanks, Demon Judgy. Not being a bro. Monstro just about dead. Ooh, we do have health up and damage up off of that meat, and a god room for Haku. Speaking of banned items, there's a Bible, which would have 1-hit killed Mom's Foot and Mom's Heart, hence why we banned it. Get to re-roll those banned items. Haku turns it into another orbital. Excuse me, the Guardian Angel going to give him double speed on both of those orbitals to block shots, and again, both will do damage to anything they contact, as you just saw right there. Speaking of orbitals, Cobaltstreak on the left side, almost called him Haku. Gonna wind up with one himself here with a cube of meat as he finishes off Pestilence. Alright, still no key for Haku, so he has to leave that item room behind for now, but he's on a search for his boss fight still, which is that room that Cobalt's in at the moment. And last little bit of damage to take care of here. I'll wind up with that cube of meat we were talking about that, that Haku's already holding on to. As soon as that poison clears away, there we go. And again, Cobalt moving on down to caves too, so slight advantage on his side. There's that key for Haku. His item, his item's going to be the best friend, so that's a one-time there you see it'll be placed down, bomb use. That would draw enemies over to it. In this case, it takes your orbitals and draws them over. They'll snap back in a second. No such luck finding the secret room, though, and Haku's going to keep moving on without it. And that can actually glitch out and give you a, let's say poorly timed boss room death. Not really a friend. Claims to be a best friend, completely not. Oh god, Nosh, I don't think you should even mention the word, ranch around Cobalt. Ooh, there's one of the nastier $3 bill items, so my reflection coming out of the tiers on Cobalt's side. Again, nothing too big to worry about if you got enough range, but I don't like my reflection shots. Alright, Bob's Rotten Head. Again, bomb use, one-time space use. That'll be thrown over to the left-hand side. Haku can get out that side if he really wanted to. No thanks, though. Again, mini-boss room, Cobalt can't bomb out of the Super Envy fight. So just when you think that health bar is gone, like, oh, cool, he ripped through it. No. It's gonna split up 3 times each of these, so yeah, enjoy this fight. That's a time sink. Again, Pestilence on Haku's side, gonna wind up with a second cube of meat building on making Meat Boy's head instead of the cube of meat he has orbiting him at the moment. And that'll shoot out tiers as well as doing the same blocking capabilities it had before. Alright, that double deal. Spirit of the Night looks kind of tempting. Yes, he will take it. So flying in spectral tiers, which will, again, you can fly over rocks and shoot through them as Haku now. He'll be on down to his caves too as well, and we're on the same floor here, only a couple rooms apart. So again, still not even close to done with this fight on Cobalt's side. Anytime now, Super Envy. Anytime now. Alright, Haku's found himself his item room, so now slight advantage on his side on the right. You know, it's all about getting through this fight. Cobalt's still got a ways to go here on Blue Envy. You see, each one of those was going to split one more time, so 2 more of those blue heads out of each one of the 2 bigger ones we got here. Ooh, now we got the Spelunker hat on Haku's side, so he's going to be able to find out where his secret and super secret rooms are. Bomb straight on in here. Grab him solid pennies, and again, if he wants to, he can bomb right out the other side, save some time walking around. Last little bit here. There we go. So finally, at least we get something good out of that godforsaken fight. Cobalt gonna get the Forever Alone attack fly that'll orbit around him. Thankfully, something showed up. He'll hold on to that 2 of diamonds till he comes across the store, which he knows will be a store on this floor. Can double up that 8 cents into enough to buy anything that shows up. Alright, so that Mooncard gonna teleport Cobalt into his, into his secret room. I can see why I was muted. Alright, 9 volt in that store for Haku, so he's gonna get quicker charge on his space use items, which at the moment, not exactly gonna help him, but he's hoping he comes across something later on that could help him out. Holding on to one random pill, gonna fly right back up to that boss fight here at the top. And we got that store, but nothing good in it, so let's get a judgy please here for Cobalt. Maybe we get something better out of this. Or not. Thanks for the notched pickaxe. That wasn't really cool, bro. Why would you do that, judgy? Why? Why would you give the most useless item in the game for a couple of pennies? You bastard. So again, that would basically, once in a room, allow you to, well again, it doesn't charge every room, but every time it charges, you could drop one use of that and get rid of one rock. That's it. That's the entire use of that thing. Not really nice. So again, Cobalt leaving it behind. He'd rather have that deck of cards. We'll find out what he gets after this room out of that when it recharges. Haku just about done with his Widow fight here. A Wretched fight. Did I just call it Widow? Wretched. Ooh. Too bad Haku can't really afford that Brimstone. Wow. Guppy's Paw gonna get passed on too. We all know what Brimstone does. Guppy's Paw would turn one red heart container, empty or full, doesn't matter, into 3 blue soul hearts apiece. Ugh. Forgive me now, Pill. Cobalt not even gonna consider that one. He'll leave that behind. Again, thank you to the deck of cards. He's also got an Emperor card. We saw that last time. That'll teleport you directly to a boss fight. And again, he's taking out the Wretched himself, same that Haku had. He can't afford Brimstone. It cost 2 hearts and he only had 2 red heart containers. You're gonna kinda die. So he couldn't buy it. Alright, shot speed increased with the Cat o' Nine Tails. Cobalt gonna move on down to his depths. And are both gonna get XL floors? Wow, I was waiting for it, but damn, really. This could happen. Let's see when Cobalt pops through this loading screen error finally. Haku is sitting on an XL floor, so I'll explain it now. 2 floors jammed together into one. No such luck for Cobalt. He's got a regular depths one. So again, if he had the, might as well pop it here. He's gonna pop that Emperor card, head right on into his boss fight. And again, try to build up an advantage on Haku as he's not worried about item rooms. Got himself that $3 bill to proc, believe it or not, Mom's Contact, a freeze war in place. He'll wind up with a second cube of meat at the end of this, and he'll be on down to his depths too, because I don't think he's going to backtrack for that item room. Knowing Cobalt well enough, he's skipping it. But again, 2 boss fights, 2 item rooms for Haku to find, and again, may not be worried about the items if he knows that Cobalt's ahead of him. If he happens across the boss fights, we'll see how this plays. Alright, last little bit of damage to take care of here on Ward. That freeze effect far too nice. Mom's Contacts is what procced off of that $3 bill, by the way. And again, working out beautifully for Cobalt. There's that bit of damage. There's that second cube of meat. So we got Meat Boy's head, I should say, floating around Cobalt. I'll be damned, he is actually going to head back? Wow. Knowing Cobalt well enough, I thought he wasn't going to go back for that item. I've been proven wrong, so he is going to go search for it here. If not, he's at least going to go try to find his store, because he does have a lot of money he's holding on to yet. He had 1.5 soul hearts at that point, 0. Ooh, Liberty Cap on Haku's side. Not exactly true, Cotter. Necropolis with no number on it either means XL floor if it was your first one that you got there on, or if it's the second floor and it's Necropolis on depths 2, you don't get the number on it either. So again, Haku going to spend a little bit of time trying to get that Liberty Cap to proc a compass if he can. And yes, that is one of the effects on that trinket. So where's those boss fights at? That's exactly what he's looking for right now. And that's a large floor well worth going in between rooms like this for him. And no such luck yet. Come on, proc it at some point. You can see every now and then he's gaining a health container. It's random mushroom effects with Liberty Cap. But again, like I said, for some odd reason, compass is in there too. Not sure how that's a mushroom, but yeah. Oh, no problem at all. No problem. And thank you very much, Amish. How you doing tonight? Come on, Liberty Cap. Let's get a compass here. Haku wants to know where he's going today. At this point, it may almost be worth just giving up on that idea and just moving on along. There we go. Ugh, jeez. Wow, back-to-back procs of the compass now for him. Really, game? Really to that? So he got it finally and then gets it in the very next room as well. What a troll of a game. So again, knowing that, Cobalt's going to move on along down to his depths too, as he knows Haku's going to head right on over for his 2 boss fights. Alright, so passing by the item room on the way over, I think towards those bosses, because I don't know how the heck else that would break there. We got Ghost Baby following around Haku now, so low damage tiers, but they are just like his. Spectral will go through rocks if he happens to be standing on them. Alright, 1 free bomb on Cobalt's side, absolutely. He'll keep heading on over to the right. What's up, Purple? How you doing? So ought to be one more room to clear after this on Haku's side. We should be over those 2 boss fights. So let's see, Wheel of Fortune. Cobalt. I keep wanting to say Haku. Cobalt on the left side, gonna try his luck gambling for a second, hoping for some soul hearts, if nothing else. He does have Mom's Pearl, so 10% more chance that he gets them. If it makes you feel better, Mr. MV, tomorrow, like I said, we got some pretty early races, so you want to talk about your sleep? Yeah. Prepare for my sleep pattern. We got a 10 a.m. and a noon Eastern race tomorrow. That's it for tomorrow, but yeah, I don't get much time off in between, so woo to me. I'm grabbing, like, McDonald's breakfast and, like, chowing down before we start up races tomorrow, otherwise I'm going to be incoherent. So again, Haku, that first of the 2 boss fights here, not what you want to see. Yeah, it's that Mask of Infamy again. So as he kills off the heart, opens up the back of the mask, and it's going to give him a chance to shoot it from the side or the direct back. And again, you hope those bombs land. He's got 9 more, but that's the easy way to kill this, if you can get him to stay near those. Again, Cobalt working on Red Mom here, going to stand down by the door, let her arm do all the work for him. And just that last little bit of damage, there we go. So shot speed increased again with the Magic 8 Ball, that is mismarked. Let's see, Wheel of Fortune, Empress card probably more valuable, 2 Soul Hearts. And moving on down to his womb is Cobalt. Ooh, and getting an XL floor, wow. So again, 2 floors jammed together into 1. Cobalt's going to have back-to-back boss fights, just like you see Haku dealing with here. But again, there's no item rooms and no stores, so all you're looking for in Cobalt's side are these 2 boss fights. So what could be a huge time advantage for him here. And again, Haku's still, I should say, dealing with the Mask of Infamy. So again, that time advantage is just being built up by the troll of a boss fight that Haku has to deal with. Ooh, Hangover Skillet, I know exactly what you're talking about, and I'm in complete agreement right there. Ooh, these trinkets. So Cobalt picking up Cancer. Again, if you want to have fun, you can see those no cancer emotes if you have Ataku's chat out on. Totally legal item, though. And again, that's going to double up his fire rate and will overcap you, so a really ridiculously good item there. Haku, speaking of fire rate, also going to grab the wire coat hanger, plus 2 fire rate for him on into his mom's foot fight. So he's not far away from his womb floor. Or floors, depending on how this works out for him. Yep, Cobalt had that Troll and Super Envy boss fight, so I think it's only fair that both have those time sync bosses. Again, that pretty well evens it out. So there you go, Pageant Boy, as Haku rips on through Mom, grabbing himself the Polaroid. I was going to say I'd probably rather take the Liberty Cap at this point. I'll grab that half-heart heal, 2 hearts, moving on down to the womb himself. Again, tough call, but yeah, I think you kind of got to take the Liberty Cap. Maybe you get that Compass proc again. So let's see, Tower card, random bomb spawns throughout the room. No thanks, we'll take the Emperor's card for that Horror Babylon usage on Cobalt's side. And again, moving on along, still just looking for those 2 boss fights. Wow, almost got shot through a door for that matter. That would have been a kind of troll way to end that room. Alright, 1 extra bomb. Continuing over, we got a curse room. No thanks, that'll hit you for a full heart of damage. Cobalt wants no part of the extra items he could wind up with. Alright, bombing on out. Wants no part of that mini-boss fight either, so yeah, this time with freeze effects, you wind up with a soul heart out of this. Cobalt to finish off Mini Gertie Juniors here. It's just graphic card settings and the way that you wind up broadcasting. Haku's probably up on high quality for that matter. I think Cobalt uses a medium-sized window, so it's all sorts of different things, but it's just a matter of what type of video card you got and what broadcasting software you're using. Ooh, getting shot there, so Haku down and back to the beginning, leaving Cobalt a huge advantage on his side now. So let's see, Troll Bomb gonna do no good. Moving on, double Lust fight. Lust just wants to hug you, but when there's 2 of them, that's a threesome that nobody wants a part of, ladies and gentlemen. So running away from Lust, Cobalt's got plenty of speed to do so. He shouldn't get touched here. But again, starting off this new run, got that item room and boss fight side by side for Haku. Ooh, there we go. So the 1 item you can get out of those. Winding up with Poison Touch now for Cobaltstreak. Anything he touches is going to take a poison damage over time effect on it. Ugh, chocolate milk, no thanks. Haku going to reset that. Again, 2 ways to look at this, and I think Haku uses a keyboard? I'm going to have to ask him later. I'm not sure what he uses to play with. But if you're using a keyboard and you're trying to fire with chocolate milk, you can either charge your shot with that or spam your arrow key for rapid shots. And we're talking like... And you're going to have carpal tunnel by the end of doing this for a good 20 minutes. Trust me, your thumb or your finger is going to hurt from doing that. So you see why a lot of our racers pass. Yeah, it can help you out, but kind of risky at the same point. So Speedball this time, going to up the shot speed and movement speed of Haku, and he'll be working his way back down to that boss fight. I like how I closed that off with Eve as it put the bracket on there on the one that Spazbot said. It'll be normal when it links, but that's hilarious. Anyways, a little bit of range up there with Mom's heals for the Haku, and he's going to move on down to basement 2. Oh god, double envy. Thank god Cobalt's got 2 bombs, because no thanks to that room. Ooh. Also getting himself a item rock there, luckily, and pardon my hiccups again. Oh, and how about that? Emperor card on Cobalt's side. A little bit probably too close to the boss fights here, so he's not going to worry about that. I'll hang on to the Emperor's card for the Horror Babylon usage. Because again, he would have to do a lot of backtracking to get back to it. I'm thinking somewhere here at the end of this hallway, if it ever ends, that is. There we go. There's his 2 side-by-side boss fights. So again, Cobalt with those 2 more rooms to clear out after this one. He could have himself another 2-0 win, his 15th possibly on the season here. Yeah, missing page, nowhere near as useful as Cancer. That would have required you to get hit, and at that point you get a 10% chance that it procs and gives you a death card usage, so 40 damage to everything in the room. But again, very low percentage chance. You gotta get hit for it to proc in the first place. So definitely not worth it. Cobalt into a Loki 2 boss fight here for what would be his 1-1 boss. Again, right on the other side of that door to the north, he'll have his mom's heart to try and finish it off. I just need a better diet is what I need to get rid of my hiccups, because they keep coming back and going away. It's basically just my diet sucks is all it amounts to. So there's a little bit of health up and damage up for Cobalt. He's going to move on into his last fight here. Like I said, fighting against Mom's Heart, holding on to that Empress card till he clears out the eyeballs here. Oop, actually, once he got clear enough, he knew he was safe. So Horror Babylon enacted more damage on Cobalt's Tears. And again, looking for that 2-0 victory, what could be his 15th in a row this season. 28th in a row, counting last year? Yeah, 28. Yes, 20, I had to do math. Yes, 28 total if he gets this one, counting last season. Alright, the yes crown there, so Pageant Boy for Haku gets a couple more pennies. World card will show him his entire map. But again, is it going to be too little too late? Cobaltstreak on the left side, down to the last 20% of Mom's heart here. And again, plenty of health left to go, so he's just going to keep laying the damage on her as much as he can. Ooh, try to get that attack fly in there, but a little too late on the movement. There's the last little bit of damage, though, and again, Mr. Cobaltstreak. Damn